Hi and welcome to another video. Today we're going to look at this folding stove grill from AliExpress. I'm not sure what the brand is. I've had it for quite a while. I've used it a few times. It's a clone of an Otzi Spark, OTZI, and it's stainless steel. Comes in this little carrying bag, which is pretty flimsy, but it does the job. Oh, let's set it up and try it. We're going to use some charcoal today. So it has 1, 2, 3, 5 pieces. So this is the back, and you see this shape right here. This is the back part facing away. So that just fits in a slot right here. It's not this, well, I wouldn't say it's hard to put it together, but it's not. It takes a little bit of practice, I guess. It's pretty easy. So that fits in here like that. We'll push it all the way down. And this plate slides in from the top from the front. Just like that. And then you have your grill plate. So you can put that, there's different slots here. So you can put it right on the far, up above, and so on, right to the top. When it's on there, it's pretty stable. So it's soaking wet today in the woods. And just trying to get this done before it rained the last 2 days. It's supposed to rain again this afternoon. So you can use this with wood. It's not for grilling. If you want to just boil a little kettle or something on here, it's probably fine. But for grilling, you only have a little bit of space, and you're not going to build enough coals up. So I'm just going to try some charcoal today. So I just have some regular charcoal briquettes. And I'm going to put in probably about, I'd say about a dozen or so. I brought too many, so I'll just take the rest back for next time. And I'm going to use some lighter fluid. So we'll just give this a good soak. It is June. It is early June here, but we're having a cold spring. We haven't really had many good days yet. And it's been raining the last 2 days and this morning. It's supposed to rain again this afternoon, so I'm not really worried about a fire. Out of control. The woods aren't dry or anything. So one thing about this stove, as all of these type stoves or grills, they warp. So when you put this on, you don't really want to take it off because it's going to bend in and out, and it's going to be hard to get off. So I'll put that on pretty soon. And yeah, this is like, it's pretty much just like an Otzi Spark, but it's, I don't know what I paid for it. I think $60 Canadian, 50 something. I tried looking for it on AliExpress, but I couldn't find it. I'm sure it's there somewhere, but I just didn't look hard enough. But I really like it because it's really packs down small. It's not light, but it's not extremely heavy either. It's probably okay for short trips or backpacking. But I'm just on an ATV today, so I don't really care how heavy it is. Okay, so we're going to light it now. Hopefully this is good. So we'll just let that burn up. And yeah, today I'm just gonna, I got two frozen burgers and a sausage. That's all I'm gonna have today. But yeah, like I've used it a few times. I really like it. It's easy to put together, easy to clean because you can take it all apart and just take some steel wool or like a scrubbing pad or something, and it cleans pretty easily. It is stainless steel. Not sure what it weighs. It's not, like I said, it's not really light, but it is good. So we'll just let that burn. Not using a lot of charcoal. Could always put a little bit of wood in there too to get it going, or fire starters, whatever. But just use some lighter fluid. Yeah, I've got another one like this, but same idea, but it's really small. It's like an octagon shape. It's really strange, but it's probably big enough for one burger. And the rain is starting to fall now, so hopefully I can get this video done. So when it warps, it's going to warp. This back plate is going to warp. The ends are going to warp back. And it's not going to be too bad, but like I say, once that's on there, you want to leave it. You don't really want to be moving it around. And charcoal, sometimes charcoal's hit and miss for me. Sometimes I guess too much humidity. Depends on the humidity, how it's stored. Sometimes I have good luck with charcoal. Sometimes it doesn't work at all. But I find if you have burgers, something with a bit of fat in it, the fat drips down and it really helps matters. I'm going to stick that on here now. I'm going to stick it on the second from the bottom height. You see it's already starting to warp a bit already, so I'm just going to try to get that on. Here we go. So once that's in place, it's pretty sturdy. Like, it's pretty thick metal. I'm not sure how, I didn't measure it or anything, but it's pretty, like, it's not cheaply made or anything. It's pretty good. It's probably thicker than most pocket stoves out there or grills. And yeah, I have it set up on 2 bricks, so it should have some good airflow coming up. You see some airflow from the side there. Hope you can see that very well. So I'm just going to get my burgers out. It's just 2 frozen patties. And it's just the right size for one person. Put 2 burgers or a steak or a couple pieces of chicken or whatever. I find it works really well. So that's going to take quite a while now for that to get hot and start to cook. So I'm just going to stop the video and I'll come back when it's almost done. Okay. And I'm back. And as you can tell, it's out of control. So I think that I should have put it up higher. Or definitely should have put it up maybe to like a second last one or so. And maybe burgers are a bad choice. These have a lot of fat. And it took a while for it to flare up, to get going, but when it went, it really took off. So I'm just going to put some of this on a plate and wait for this to die down a bit. Yeah, it's the first time I've tried burgers on it, and I was quite surprised at how much heat we're getting from it. So you can see, like, it's just from that charcoal, it's really going good. Too good, actually. I think it's probably a steak would have been a better choice because you wouldn't have had any flare-ups like this. Or maybe a hot dog, something like that. But as I was saying earlier about the warping, I'm not sure if you can tell or not, but this back plate right here is warped out this way quite a bit. So once this gets hot, you can't take this out. You can't take this out even with gloves on. This is super hot. And like, that's not going to come out. So just remember that when you just trial and error when you find where you want it. You pretty much got to leave it there. And I tried to turn these over too fast. That's why they broke up. You really should leave them until they they'll unstick themselves, but I turned it way too fast. But for like a dozen pieces of charcoal, I'm shocked at how much heat this is giving off. And if this was up right here, it would have been ideal. And there's quite a bit of space. Like you can, this is not for 2 or 3 people, maybe 2 people. Put like, probably put a dozen hot dogs on here, or a couple small steaks. But it's producing a lot of heat. It's really, you see the orange glow there. I'm just going to take these up because they are definitely done. I'll just scrape off some of the bits here. Yeah, you can definitely see the warping. See it right here? This is really warped. And the back on the sides, but it doesn't come apart. It's not going to fall apart on you. And yeah, like that's probably like back here is probably, it's pretty much on the flames, so it's way too close. Really should put it up here. Even up here probably would have been okay. Well, this is great if you don't want to have a fire, like especially when it's dry. You don't want to take a chance with a real fire. I got 2 bricks here and a small charcoal here from fires I had here before. It's really nothing really falling out. Nothing can fall out really. Everything's self-contained, so you can just let it turn to dust pretty much, and then sprinkle it around or pour some water on it ideally. And this grate is, you can flip this over and use the other side. It looks like a mess right now, but it does clean up very well. It takes a bit of scrubbing, but it really does clean up good. So I'm just going to let this eat my food here, my burnt food, and let this die out until it's safe to handle, so I can dump it and take it apart and give it a light scrub before I clean it. I always bring a bag, and when it cools off, I always put it in this bag before I put it in this one, so that I don't get mess all over this one. So anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.